Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers to you and me, has been walking through the same door for more than 30 years.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine?
Walking into his living room and ours, inviting our children to his neighborhood and to his land of make-believe.
Could you be mine?
The whole idea is to look at the television camera
Like you.
and present as much love as you possibly could.
Action.
If it all seemed a bit old-fashioned in this era of fast-paced cartoons and quick edits and product tie-ins, that's because Mr. Rogers kept some old-fashioned notions about television throughout his life and work. Notions you don't hear much these days.
I believe that those of us who are the producers and purveyors of television, I believe that we are the servants of this nation.
Fred Rogers didn't plan on a career in television. He was a music major at Rollins College. He wanted to be a composer. But there was something about television, then in its earliest years, something that interested and annoyed him at the same time.
I got into television because I hated it so.
The Children's Corner.
He began by writing and producing a program called The Children's Corner. Then, after a short stint on Canadian television, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood was born. That was back in 1968, making it PBS's longest-running show.
What a fine boy you are.
Good-looking boy.
Making him a star to the under-6 set and their parents. It was a golden opportunity to cash in, an opportunity he never took.
I never had much of a desire for a fancy lifestyle, and I never needed a lot of fancy things.
I've just completed working on something.
What is it?
Some of the characters on his last shows, like Mr. McFeely, were original.
Which one of these am I supposed to wear?
So were some of the sweaters, which were all Christmas gifts knitted by his late mother.
My mother made a sweater a month for as many years as I knew her, and every Christmas she would give this extended family of ours a sweater.
But if life inside the neighborhood remained something of a time capsule, life outside the neighborhood changed dramatically from the 60s to the millennium. But for Fred Rogers, it always came back to the children, to what they needed.
We all long to be lovable and capable of loving. And whatever we can do through the neighborhood or anything else to reflect that and to encourage people to be in touch with that, then I think that's our ministry.
Mr. Rogers' demeanor often made him a target for parody. Surely no one could really be that innocent, that gentle. But for years, Fred Rogers was one of the most requested speakers at college commencements, suggesting that long after his audience had left childhood behind, they found themselves hungry for another visit to his neighborhood. Jeff Greenfield, CNN.